Have you ever been exhausted for being too good? Have you noticed that sometimes excessive kindness can end up hurting more than helping? If the answer is yes, you are not alone. Many people who are dedicated to helping others by placing the needs of others above their own end up feeling overwhelmed, undervalued, and even exploited. But what if I tell you that it is possible to be kind without harming yourself, and that the wisdom of an ancient philosophy can Stoicism guide us on this journey of balance? In this video, we will explore 8 ways in which excessive kindness can be harmful, and most importantly, how the principles of Stoicism can help us deal with these challenges. You will find out how to set healthy limits, prioritize your well-being, and at the same time remain a generous and compassionate person. After all, goodness need not be synonymous with sacrifice. At the end of this video, you will have practical tools to transform your way of relating to yourself and others. Best of all of this based on Stoic teachings that have resisted the test of time, offering clarity and wisdom to modern challenges. If you are ready to learn to be kind without harming yourself, keep watching. And don't forget to enjoy, subscribe, and activate the bell so as not to lose any future content. Let's go together on this journey of self, knowledge, and balance. Being kind is undoubtedly one of the most admirable qualities that someone can have. Helping others, being compassionate and generous are attitudes that strengthen our relationships and contribute to a better world. However, like everything in life, excess can be harmful. When goodness becomes self-sacrifice, when to say yes, it becomes an automatic habit, and when we put the needs of others always ahead of ours, something is out of balance. And that's where the danger of excessive goodness comes in. But what exactly does it mean to be too good? In short, it is when generosity becomes an obligation, when concern for the well-being of others makes us neglect our own. People who suffer from it often feel exhausted, overloaded, and even resentful. They can be seen as good ones for others, but inside they are paying a high emotional price. This is where Stoicism becomes a powerful tool. Created over 2,000 years ago, Stoicism is a practical philosophy that teaches us to live with wisdom, balance, and resilience. Its main teachings revolve around understanding what is under our control and what is not. Act with virtue and maintain serenity in the face of adversity. For Stoics, goodness is a virtue, but it must be exercised with clear discernment and limits. Imagine, for example, a person who always says yes to all requests, even when it is already overwhelmed. Stoicism reminds us that we cannot control the expectations of others, but we can control our own choices. By learning to say no when necessary, we are protecting our well-being and at the same time acting with integrity. In this video, we will explore how Stoicism can help us identify and correct the standards of excessive kindness. You will find that it is possible to be generous without nullifying, compassionate without sacrificing, and assertive without being selfish. All of this based on principles that have resisted the time test and remain relevant to this day. Now that we understand what is excessive kindness and how Stoicism can help us, let's dive into the 8 specific problems that this trend can cause. Prepare for practical examples and inspiring solutions you can apply in your daily life. The first problem of excessive kindness is self-sacrifice. This happens when we put the needs of others above ours, even if it means neglecting our health, time, or well-being. A classic example is that of an employee who always accepts extra tasks, even when it is already overloaded. He may be praised for his dedication, but inside he is feeling exhausted and resentful. Stoicism teaches us that taking care of yourself is not selfishness, but a necessity. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "First, take care of yourself. Only then you will be able to take care of others." This does not mean abandoning generosity, but recognizing that to help others sustainably, we need to be well. The Stoic solution for self-sacrifice is to establish clear priorities. Ask yourself, what can I really do without harming myself? And what are the limits do I need to respect to maintain my balance? By acting this way, you not only protect your well-being, but it also ensures that your kindness is genuine and lasting. The second problem of excessive kindness is the difficulty in saying no. Many people are afraid of disappointing others or being seen as selfish, so they end up saying yes to everything, even when they are already overloaded. A common example is someone who accumulates tasks at work or personal life just to avoid conflict or displeasing others. Stoicism reminds us that we cannot control as others react, but we can control our own choices. Marco Aurelio, one of the great Stoic emperors, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not about external events. Recognize this, and you will find the strength." This means that saying no is not a character failure, but a way to protect your time, energy, and well-being. The Stoic solution to this difficulty is to practice assertiveness wisely. Start with small no in low-risk situations, such as refusing an invitation that doesn't match your schedule. Over time, you will gain confidence to set firmer limits. Remember, to say no is not to reject others, but to honor their own needs. The third problem of excessive kindness is exploration by third parties. When you are seen as someone who always gives in, it is common for people to start abusing your generosity. A classic example is that of a friend who always asks favors but never returns. You may feel used, but at the same time, you are afraid to confront the situation so as not to look rude. Stoicism teaches us that healthy relationships are based on reciprocity. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "Friendship always benefits. Love is stronger when it is mutual." This means that one relationship in which only one person gives and the other only receives is neither balanced nor fair. The Stoic solution for exploration is to set clear limits and communicate them kindly. If someone constantly requires their help without repaying, it is important to express their feelings in an assertive way. For example, you can say, "I love helping, but I also need to balance our relationship." By doing so, you protect your energy and promote healthier dynamics. The fourth problem of excessive kindness is the lack of assertiveness. Many people who are too good have difficulty expressing their own needs and desires, fear of seeming selfish or causing conflicts. A common example is someone who avoids giving your opinion or asking for what you need, even when this is essential to your well-being. Stoicism teaches us that authenticity is a virtue. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be happy to be seen, as ignorant or fool." In other words, there is no shame in expressing your needs or defending your limits. To be assertive is not to be aggressive. It is being honest with yourself and others. The Stoic solution to the lack of assertiveness is to practice clear and direct communication. Start with small steps, how to express your opinion in everyday situations, or ask for something you need. For example, instead of saying, "Okay, no problem," when something bothers you, try to say, "I prefer we do it that way, because it's important to me." Over time, you will feel more confident to be authentic in all areas of life. The fifth problem of excessive goodness is emotional exhaustion. When you are constantly prioritizing others and neglecting your own needs, it is common to feel tired, devalued, and even resentful. A classic example is someone who always makes available to help others, but ends up feeling exhausted and without energy to take care of himself. Stoicism reminds us that taking care of yourself is a priority. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, wrote, Take care of yourself first so you can take care of others. This is not selfishness, but a way to ensure that you have the energy and disposition needed to be truly useful to others. The Stoic solution for emotional exhaustion is to practice self-care consistently. Set aside a daily time for activities that recharge your energies, such as meditating, reading, or simply resting. Remember, you can't give what you don't have. By taking care of yourself, you will be in better condition to help others genuinely and sustainably. The sixth problem of excessive goodness is the creation of unbalanced relationships. When you are always giving and rarely receives, it is common for others to wait for it from you, creating a dynamic where one person always gives and the other always receives. A classic example is a relationship where you are constantly helping a friend or partner, but does not receive the same support in return. Stoicism teaches us that reciprocity is essential for healthy relationships. Marco Aurelio said, "Which is not good for the hive, it's not good for the bee." In other words, a relationship is only truly beneficial when both parties contribute and support each other. The Stoic solution for unbalanced relationships is to seek balance and reciprocity. If you realize that you are always giving and rarely receiving, it is important to talk about it openly and honestly. For example, you can say, "I love helping, but I also need to feel that I can count on you." By establishing this dynamic, you promote healthier and more satisfactory relationships for everyone involved. The seventh problem of excessive kindness is the lack of authenticity. When you are always trying to please others and mold yourself to other people's expectations, it is common to lose your connection to yourself. A classic example is that of someone who acts according to what others expect, but feels unhappy and disconnected from their true essence. Stoicism teaches us that authenticity is an essential virtue. Marco Aurelio wrote, "Live according to its nature, not the expectations of others." This means that being true to yourself is more important than trying to please everyone around you. After all, you can't control as others react, but you can control how you act and who you choose to be. The Stoic solution to the lack of authenticity is to practice self-acceptance and honesty with oneself. Ask yourself, what do I really want? And am I acting according to my values? By making choices aligned with your true nature, you will not only feel more accomplished, but will also attract more genuine and significant relationships. The eighth problem of excessive kindness is the difficulty in setting limits. When you do not define clear limits, it is common for others to exceed your personal borders, letting you feel invaded and disrespected. A classic example is that of a family member who constantly requires attention and help without considering his own needs or availability. Stoicism teaches us that setting limits is a form of virtue. The virtue of justice, for example, reminds us that we need to balance help to others with the care of oneself. Seneca said, "Life is like a play. What matters is not its duration, but the quality of acting." In other words, living well means knowing when to say enough and protect your emotional and physical space. The Stoic solution to this difficulty is to practice the definition of limits clearly and respectfully. For example, if someone demands too much from you, try to say, "I want to help, but I also need time to take care of me." By doing so, you not only protect your well-being, but also teaches others to respect your needs. Now that we already understand the 8 problems of excessive kindness and how Stoicism can help us deal with them, it's time to put these teachings into practice. After all, Stoic philosophy is not just theoretical, it was created to be applied in everyday life. Here are some practical exercises that you can start doing today. Daily reflection. Book 5 minutes every morning to ask yourself, what is under my control today? This will help you focus on what really matters and avoiding worrying about things that are beyond your reach. Practice of no. Start saying no in small, low-risk situations. For example, refuse an invitation that does not match your schedule, or ask for a longer time to complete a task. This will help you gain confidence to set further boundaries. Self-care. Dedicate at least 15 minutes a day to an activity that recharges your energies, such as meditating, reading, or simply resting. Remember, you can't give what you don't have. Assertive communication. Practice express your needs clearly and directly. For example, instead of saying, "Okay, no problem," when something bothers you, try to say, "I prefer we do it that way because it's important to me." To reinforce these exercises, use visual tools such as charts or quotes of Stoic philosophers. For example, you can create a picture with the Epictetus phrase, "First, take care of yourself. Only then you will be able to take care of others." This will help you keep Stoic principles always in mind. We have reached the end of this video, but this is where the true transformation begins. We have seen that goodness is a powerful virtue, but when in excess, it can become harmful. We have learned that self-sacrifice, the difficulty in saying no, exploration by third parties, lack of assertiveness, emotional exhaustion, unbalanced relationships, lack of authenticity, and difficulty in establishing limits are common problems for those who are too good. However, with the wisdom of Stoicism, we find that it is possible to be kind without harming itself. Stoicism has taught us to prioritize our well-being, to establish healthy limits, and to act with authenticity and assertiveness. Through practical exercises such as daily reflection, the practice of no and self-care, you can begin to apply these principles in your daily life and transform your way of relating yourself and others. Now, I want to challenge you to put these teachings into practice. Choose one of the exercises we share today and start applying it this week. Remember, small steps lead to big changes. And if you like this video and want more content like this, like, comment and share with someone who can also benefit from these ideas. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to receive notifications from the next videos. Finally, I want to leave you with a reflection by Marco Aurelio. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. May you cultivate thoughts that lead you to a more balanced, authentic, and above all, happy life.